We're currently taking an overview of asphalt pavement construction process, and I covered this part about soil investigation, which is always the beginning of any construction process. The next step is compaction. There are many compactor types, but they could be, for soils, can be categorized into two. Those that have smooth drums and they vibrate, and those that have drums that have those bulging elements and they are not vibrating. So these rollers are going back and forth, and due to their self-weight and with vibration effects, are densifying the soil. They're compressing the aggregates closer together by rearranging them. It's not that the aggregates themselves are being compressed, but the air void content in the soil mass is being reduced during compaction. These smooth rollers are designed to be effective when compacting sandy or granular materials. And these ones, they are called sheep foot rollers or tamping rollers, or more correctly, tamping rollers are more effective or designed for compacting clay and silty soils that have some plasticity in them. Here's a short video of the compaction process. The drum is vibrating, and there's also some water added to the material.
I would like to say some words about the tamping rollers. Tamping rollers are those rollers, if you look from the side, the drum has those bulges, metallic bulges. As the drum travels over soil in order to compact it, and as I mentioned, the tamping rollers are best for clay and silty soils because the contact is small with the soil. The contact area between the roller and the soil is small, relatively small. Then there are huge stresses that are induced here, and driving these rollers over soil generates some kind of a kneading effect. And this is very effective for compacting clay soils. If we're to look through the microscope at clay soils, they are composed of thin plates, very thin, maybe a micrometer in thickness, maybe less, and also a few micrometers in length. After compaction, these layers, clay particles, solid particles, turn up to be a bit more parallel in structure. The correct term for these rollers is tamping rollers. There are also sheep foot rollers. They have a little bit longer bulges that are modeled off sheep feet, because people, when designing these rollers, looked at the biology and tried to mimic the effect of sheep feet. When you look at the trails, walk paths where sheep are walking on, there's a compaction effect from their feet. So this was the inspiration for designing sheep foot rollers. They are less common today. The more common ones are what we call tamping rollers or pad foot rollers. The reason for adding water during compaction is to help with the densification and the effectiveness of the rollers. So if we were to plot the density versus water content, and we were to apply the same exact energy level to compact a soil specimen, usually this is a granular soil specimen that we are adding water to, then for a given energy effort and a given water content, you are able to achieve a certain density level. If the water content is increased, there is a point where the density is maximal. And then after that point, if we continue to add water, the density is decreasing. This is called optimal moisture content. And it's device dependent, because different rollers would require different moisture contents to be effective. The thing is that water serves some kind of a lubricant to help the soil particles get arranged into a denser packing. As the water content increases, then water occupies space that should have been occupied by soil particles. This is why we have the drop. So if we try to compact very dry soil, adding a bit of water helps with the effectiveness of the compaction, and then there is a decrease. Most soils follow this trend where there is a certain moisture content that is optimal for the given roller type and the rolling effort. I have two questions for you. The first one is higher compaction always better? And the second question is, how do we measure measure compaction.